Hello, John Ashworth here, the Fitness Nomad. Thanks for your interest in the Fitness Nomad Kickstart program. The first thing I wanted to point out is that I'm coming to you from the Fitness Nomad virtual coaching desk, and as you'll see behind me on the wall, still trying to pick out colors, still under construction, so to speak. I am consulting, of course, with my wife on this endeavor because picking out colors is not my forte, and you'll see that by if you can actually see the colors on the wall and my little tiny video head thing below. They're not great, but in the spirit of action, here's the thing. It's actually a lesson in and of itself, and that's what the virtual coaching desk is all about. It's about the bridge between you and I in between sessions, and about keeping you motivated and inspired to keep going, and about holding you accountable to weekly action steps, etc. I know I can't pick out colors. I know I'm no good at that. But if I sit around and wait for everybody else to get ready to paint the walls in the office down here, it might take another 6 months. So I'd rather go out and pick some colors out, throw them up on the wall, and then have Laura say, "Oh, geez, those are the wrong colors. You can't." Fine, then let's go pick out the right ones and let's get it done. All right? Everywhere there is a lesson. What we're talking about now, though, is an overview of the Fitness Nomad Kickstart program. A number of years ago, a client passed along this book to me. It's called The Power of Full Engagement. And he passed it along to me because he said, "John, most of the concepts that you're teaching us are the same concepts that are outlined in this book, or they're very similar at the very least. And what this book is all about is about not trying to find more time in your life." And I talk about this all the time. It's not about trying to find more time. It's about creating space in your life. And one of the primary ways you create more space in your life and decrease stress and feel better is by managing your energy level. And the way you manage your energy level is by taking better care of yourself. And that's likely why you're here watching this video, is that you're not feeling very good, and you know exercise and better nutrition are a path toward feeling better. That's what I'm here to help you do. But what I want you to know is that I am much more than just a fitness trainer. I am a coach, a health coach, and I have a experience in a wide variety of areas, working with a wide variety of individuals. But when it all comes down to it, my expertise lies in helping you double your energy level, and in the context of the Kickstart program, jumpstart your life. And I do that in a variety of different ways, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit more detail here. But what I want you to know is, if you want even more quick information about the Kickstart program, you just don't have time to watch this entire video, and you want to go look at a quick 30 to 45 second video about the Kickstart program and everything I do as part of that program, you can go to nomadkickstart.com. And if I forgot to mention it at the beginning of this video, I am John Ashworth, the Fitness Nomad, now at Harbor Athletic Club. I'm very, very excited to be a part of the Harbor team. But a lot of the information that exists about me and my business and how I work with people is still located on my personal training website, and it will continue to be located there. But I wanted to make sure and point out that I'm now at Harbor Athletic Club, which brings us a whole nother set of opportunities and benefits to you and how I can help you. Okay, so here we go. The overview, the quick overview of the Fitness Nomad Kickstart program. Pardon me for a second. Talking fast, getting excited. You'll find I'm an extremely passionate person, and I'm very passionate about helping you achieve your health and fitness goals, and that's what this program is all about. This program is where all of my clients start. So if you're interested in working with me ongoing beyond the Kickstart program, that's great. Happy to have you. But everybody starts in the Nomad Kickstart program, and there are specific reasons for that. The main one is that I want to give you a chance to experience me and how I work with my clients and everything I have to offer you, so that you can make a more educated decision about whether or not you think it's a good fit. So there's no pressure in going beyond the Kickstart program. This is about us finding out where you are today, where you want to go, and how big the gap is between those 2 points, so that I can put you on the path toward getting there. All right? Now, first we're going to start, though, with a story. The story of Vicky. Vicky is a current client, and she told me this the other day. I feel better than I have in 10 years. Think about that for a second. I feel better than I have in 10 years. That is an extremely powerful statement. Of course, Vicky went through the Kickstart program. She's been working with me for about 45 days. And there's still a long way to go, but she already feels better than she has in 10 years. That's what this is all about. And then this statement kind of sums up how I work with my clients. I realize that to take this step is often very nerve-wracking. It's one of the reasons I've created this longer, more thorough explanation of the Kickstart program video, because I know how difficult it is to take that first step. People are anxious, they're scared, they don't know what to expect. You may or may have had a bad experience with a personal trainer in the past, and you're trying to get past that, and here you are thinking, oh my gosh, do I really want to go through all this again? Yes, you do, because that is the result. And that happens over and over again with the clients I've worked with over the years. And again, if you go to that nomadkickstart.com page, you'll find success stories there, that video and audio that will not just inspire you, but hopefully get you to take action and sign up for this Kickstart program I keep talking about. But here's the essence of it. This is what Katie told me a number of years ago when I was working with her. I don't feel like I'm in competition or like I'm trying to reach some unreasonable standard. John meets me where I am and helps get me stronger every day. I'm thrilled to report that I've lost 14 pounds and 5% body fat, and that I'm going for another 5, and of course that's awesome. But it's that first part of the statement that I really want to focus on. Let's meet you where you are today, and let's find out what you want to accomplish, and let's put you on the path toward getting there. How do we do that? Kickstart program is a 5-session program. It takes place over 2 to 4 weeks. So you're doing 1 to 2 sessions a week for 2 to 4 weeks. The 5th session is a metabolic test. So we do session 1 is a fitness assessment, including metabolic testing, which is this. That's a little bit of a misnomer. I should have changed that slide. Session 1 is a fitness assessment. Session 2 is a resting metabolic assessment and education about what resting metabolic rate is, how it relates to your meal planning and weight loss efforts, etc. A lot of people don't understand clearly what the energy balance equation really is, how you actually tip that equation in your favor to help you start losing weight. And so a big part of session number 2 is clearing out the myths and making sure that you understand what all this stuff means and capturing this very important piece of data, which is your resting metabolic rate. You may be predicting that from a formula. Not good. Doesn't work. You got to have the measured number. Number 3, nutrition assessment. So we take that information and then we do a full-fledged nutrition assessment, which is really you and I sitting down and having a conversation about what you're doing now, where the problems are, and how we're going to help you solve those problems using the Nomad meal planning system. Sessions number 4 and 5 are personal training sessions. So we take all of that information we gathered in sessions 1 through 3, and then we start to build the first phase of your strength and conditioning program, your fitness program, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes strength and conditioning program freaks people out. That's fine. Fitness program. But we're going to design the program based on the information that we collect in those first 3 sessions. Now, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about this, but I just want you to know I take a really, really professional approach to my assessments, to the fitness assessments in particular. And I measure what are called hemodynamics, which is blood pressure and exercise response, or blood pressure and heart rate response to exercise, to make sure they're normal, to make sure your blood pressure is not getting too high. You'd be surprised by how many people I've discovered they come in with blood pressure that's really high. That's why they call it the silent killer. But then sometimes it's normal at rest, and then there are some issues with it during exercise. Don't want to freak you out there either. That's less than 10%, but I want to make sure. But then that data is really awesome to look at over time, because then regardless of what's happening with your weight loss efforts, to get an inside look at the physiological changes happening inside your body from all the hard work you're putting in the gym is extremely motivating. So that's why I do that. And then 10RM strength tests. Not going to go into detail on what exactly that means. I'll explain it. But we do some strength tests, flexibility, and trunk strength. The nutrition assessment, like I said, I talked about that already. I'm not going to go into grand detail about that. Training sessions, we create a program that makes sense for you today. A lot of people come in really scared. They think, oh my God, I'm going to meet with my trainer. I'm going to be really sore, not going to be able to walk for 3 days. If that happens, I haven't done my job correctly. Okay? This is about meeting you where you are today, as I said, and creating the first step, taking the first step, the first of many steps. If you are in this for the long run, there is no need to obliterate you on day 1 or day 2. Okay, that's not what this program is about. And so it's catered to your individual needs and educating you on the importance of continued program updates and safe and effective progression of your strength and conditioning workouts. A lot of people abandon their strength training because it gets stale very quickly because they're not getting expert guidance or getting expert program updates that make sense for them. That is the key. And as you're going to find out in a moment, you can't abandon your strength training. It is what makes people overweight over time. You have to continue, but you have to do it in the right way. And there's some cool and simple things you can do to make that happen. Because here's the thing, and this is data from, pardon me a second. This is data from Wayne Westcott. He is a professor, a doctoral professor at Quincy College in Quincy, Massachusetts, and he's done a lot of work. He's been around forever. He's a great guy. He's done a ton of really awesome research on strength training, muscle building, and the importance of strength training. And here's just a general gist of something that came out of one of his books, all of which I'll share with you at the virtual coaching desk and in the Kickstart program and beyond. But this was a research study where the people did 8 exercises, 1 set of each. So they did 8 exercises, 8 sets, and 6 repetitions of each move. So they're going pretty hard. That's another thing you're going to learn how to do is be way more efficient with your strength training. Most people waste a lot of time in the gym. My goodness. When you do this right, you can do it in half the time and then it's easier to get done. 8 exercises times 8 sets, 6 repetitions. He measured the average percent increase in resting energy expenditure 72 hours later after that workout. And what he found was that these individuals' resting energy expenditure increased by 7.9 to 9.2%, which equated to 130 calories more 130 calories more that they burned every day. Now, that's like a soda or a candy bar. It's not much, but add that up over time, okay? And this is also just one of many studies that Wayne has done. I just picked this one for this particular presentation. This is the concept I want to get across right here is that you might be thinking, well, that's not enough. I'm putting all this hard work in and that's all I get. That's all you get. And then when you go through the next 8 exercise, 8 set, 6 repetition program, you get another 100 calories. You build on this over time. And over the years, you become lean and fit and you never look back. Okay? And here's just the impact of what this means. If the impact of just 100 fewer calories, that study showed 130 fewer calories, the impact of 100 fewer calories per day would eliminate over 71 million cases of overweight and obesity. Why shouldn't you be one of them? It would save $58 billion annually. How much might you save if you doubled your energy level and were able to accomplish twice as much in half the time? Think about that. That's powerful. Regular strength training increases resting energy expenditure so that you burn more calories every day and you stay lean for the long run, because here's the essence of the problem. It's a 3-point problem. You don't have enough muscle, your metabolic rate gets too low, and you end up putting on too much fat, especially over the age of 30, 35, when we all start losing 1% of muscle and bone on average every year. It can get ugly very quickly. Menopause factors into that. You can lose up to 5% of your bone and muscle when you go through menopause as a woman. That's significant. You can offset that in a big way with a good strength and conditioning program, fitness program. It creates a perfect storm for fat gain if you're not doing any of this. Not enough muscle, low resting metabolic rate, getting lower all the time, which means fewer calories burned, which means more calories stored as fat, which means there's very little wiggle room for going off the diet plan or the nutrition plan. Every little thing that you do wrong gets magnified in a big way. That's no way to live. Strength exercise and good nutrition reverse all of this because we teach you how to replace muscle, recharge your metabolism, burn up the fat, improve musculoskeletal fitness, big, expensive word there, and feel better. And that's what this is really all about, so that you can feel better than you have in 10 years. I hope this all made sense. And if you're ready to embark on this journey with me, you can either go to nomadkickstart.com to get more information and then fill out the form there and let me know that you're interested. Remember, I'm now at Harbor Athletic Club. Secondly, you can turn in a sheet at the Harbor Athletic Club front desk, talk to Cheryl, the personal training director, go on the Harbor website, fill out a form there, and they will get you in touch with me and we will get you started on this journey. I look forward to having you. Thank you for your attention and your interest. Glad to know that you made it this far. This is John Ashworth, the Fitness Nomad.